today. Gabby's with me with some great Champions League action last night. Villa drew with Italian giants Juventus. Celtic came from behind to draw with Club Brugge. But the big story from last night, Liverpool. They were fantastic, beating reigning champions Real Madrid 2-0 at Anfield. With clubs like City, PSG and Bayern Munich struggling this season, we're asking, are Liverpool at this moment the best team in the world? Whoa. Now, Liverpool fans, we want to hear from you. 03717 22 3344. Before we get stuck in, let's hear from Liverpool manager Arne. And he says he's happy with the performance, but it's important not to get too carried away.
I think it's always good to win a game, and especially a big game like this, because you know you face so many quality players. For me, it would even mean more if we go into the later stages of the tournament, because this is such a strange and different setup in the Champions League that it's difficult to judge how important these wins are. If we arrive in the last 16 or quarterfinals or wherever we can arrive to, and we face them again, and then we are able to beat them, that would be maybe a bigger statement than this, but we are definitely happy with the win. Let that be clear.
Manager Slot there, try to keep his team calm, Gab. When you were in the dressing room, how important was it not to get overly confident?
I think it was always a thing Martin used to always say, like when you won games, don't get too carried away. Don't over-celebrate. You see some teams in the Premier League, they win a game and they all join hands and they go over to their fans and celebrate like they won the league, because you're going to lose games. Liverpool know they're going to lose games, so they won't get too down when they lose. But I've just been so impressed with Liverpool, Al. I mean, last night, they made Real Madrid look ordinary.
And your Saints got them a good game, didn't they?
Exactly, yes. But sometimes you can take your eye off the ball, maybe, in certain games. But Liverpool probably thought to themselves, yep, we're going to get the win.
It's just not me and Gab, because after the game last night, Adrian and Stuart Pearce, Adrian Dunham, spoke about just how impressive Liverpool have been.
We need just to take stock here, step back and realise just how good this Liverpool side is. In a season when Manchester City are not where they were, Liverpool are well clear at the top of the Premier League. They are the only 100% side left in the Champions League, and they're top of that table as well. This shows no sign of ending this run from Arne Slot's side, shows no sign of letting up. They do look like the real deal, Liverpool, don't they? This was a very special performance tonight.
Yeah, early season when people were raving about Liverpool, I said, look, there's been elements and times in games where they haven't had the ascendancy. They've been fortunate to ride their luck in games and get the result and get the win. But as the season's gone on, they've got stronger and stronger. That performance there today, there was not a moment in that game where Madrid had any ascendancy in the game whatsoever. Maybe briefly leading into the penalty, briefly. But for 90-odd minutes against a powerhouse, European champions, to boss them like they did, to show all elements of the games, in possession, out of possession, movement, you name it, getting players in the box, it was near perfection.
Gab, is there one Liverpool player's been outstanding for you so far? Would it be Salah or...?
It would be Gravenberch, I'd say, Al. He's been outstanding. Didn't play much under Klopp last season. He's been one of the first team players on the team sheet. Gets the ball back, makes things happen, can drive with the ball from midfield as well. I think he's been outstanding in that midfield. And he's kept Endo, who was the main man last season in that position, on the bench. So, been fantastic.
OK, do you agree with Gabby there? Well, let's head to the phone lines right now and find out. If you want to have your say, the number 03717 22 3344. That's exactly what Gary, the Arsenal fan, has done. Gary, a very good morning.
Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Alan, and good morning, Gabby. Gabby.
Hello, Gaz.
Being a Spurs of the Midlands fan, you said the best in the world.
Who do you support, Gaz?
Arsenal.
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Arsenal?
Yeah, the team that done you 4-0 in their FA Cup.
Have you won it? Have you won the European Cup, Gaz?
Was you born then?
It doesn't matter, my friend. Have you won it? No.
It doesn't matter.
You can't sit at the top table unless you win it. So maybe concentrate on Arsenal winning the Champions League. For me, Liverpool are the best team in the world at the moment, Gaz.
You enjoy the Champions League this year because you won't be in the top four for another 2 or 3 years.
We've won it, mate. When a team like Villa have already won it, you can't sit on that table, Gaz. You can't, mate.
when you were a kid, you sat on your granddad's knee and he talked about it with you.
No, my dad actually.
All right, okay.
But Liverpool, for me, are the best team in the world at the moment, especially in Europe for sure.
They've beat a Real Madrid side that is absolutely awful. Look, like a load of individuals. Everybody last night was raving about what a great result. They never turned up, Real Madrid. They looked individuals.
Because Liverpool stopped them from
turning
turning
up.
up.
Even Durham had to say was Bellingham playing.
Because Liverpool stopped him from playing. Bradley at right back stopped Mbappe from playing.
It wasn't last night. Last night they were poor. They're 18th. Yeah, they're playing poor in the league. Mbappe hasn't turned up at Madrid yet. They're still looking for him.
So you think Liverpool have won 5 out of 5, right, in the Champions League? They're 15 points in the Champions League, top of the table. In the Premier League, they're 8 points clear. You don't think Liverpool, at the moment, how they're playing in both leagues, are the best team in Europe?
I think they've played well in Europe. They haven't really played any part from Real Madrid, really, who have been a poor side.
Who's the best team in Europe then, Gaz? Arsenal.
At the moment, we won't know. No, we're not at all. We had a great result at a side that hasn't been beaten for 30-odd games. No one tipped us to win that game.
They did. They've lost their manager, mate.
That doesn't matter.
Of course it does.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, different team without Amorim, mate.
If you're a good side, you go out, the same players, you go out, you play, you work hard. You're a professional footballer. Once you cross that line, it's down to you.
What I would say, Gary, is interesting was Dominic King from it's Dom City, the Mail, isn't it? He was talking about Liverpool last night. He watched the game, but he said he was also in Lisbon watching the Arsenal, and he couldn't emphasise anymore how good Arsenal were, you know. So maybe
they were clinical.
Yeah, he said it was a fantastic performance. So you're still on the hunt, Gary. You're still on the hunt in the Champions League and certainly in the Premier League.
Exactly, and I think in the Premier League we've had the hardest start of most teams going away. We've had a lot of suspensions, a lot of injuries.
Everyone's got injuries.
That's not an excuse. You have to deal with that. But let's see what happens to Liverpool in the business part of the season. When you have to win games, they lose players like Van Dijk, or Trent's injured, or a midfield player's injured. They're going to tough games away where teams are fighting relegation or battling and have to win. At the moment, they drew with the Arsenal. Gabby went off, so did Timber. I still think we'd have seen that game through if both them players would have stayed on the park.
Guys, there's a nice table where, you got Celtic sitting on it, Nottingham Forest, Villa, Man United. It would be nice to Arsenal to come and sit at that table and win the Champions League, my friend.
It would do. But we haven't won a big European title, but we've won a couple of European.
You need that league competition, don't you? The Champions League. Do you know what I mean, mate?
Gary, look, let me take a quick call. Thank you, Gary. Stuart, a Liverpool fan. Stuart, very good morning.
Good morning, Stuart.
Boys, how are we?
Yeah,
Gary,
good, mate.
I cannot believe I'm going to say this. I sort of agree with you. We aren't the best team in Europe yet. That's Real Madrid's title. We are the most informed team in Europe. And lo and behold, first caller on the section is an Arsenal fan talking about us. They can't keep us away. They just keep going about us all the time, all over X.
But that's what I mean, Stu. Maybe when I say the best team, I mean that the most informed team at the moment.
Yeah, no,
do you know what I mean?
I agree. We were talking last night. I'm season ticket holder, go as many away games as I can. We've not had a 90 minutes where we've dominated from 1 to 90, and I think that was picked up in the week.
Yeah.
Last night, it just clicked. Everything. Curtis Jones. If ever a system suits a player, it's him. He didn't quite get it under Klopp, but by God, he got it last night. He just come of age last night. So lads took a lot of stick. But,
what would you like, Stuart? What would you like to see on Sunday? Would you like Liverpool to just come out first whistle and just put it on City?
Gabby, we won't do it. We'll come out. We'll do it exactly what we do. We'll sit off them. We'll look for the gaps. We'll go in at half time. If we're leading, and then the gaffer will change a few things, and we'll explode in the second half. Every game's been the same. Personally, I think it's a 0-0 on Sunday. I think Pep's going to come I'm on part of the bus.
Oh no!
There you go.
Really?
I think they've got to win personally. Let me move on. Stuart,
Cheers,
thank
Stuart,
you,
mate.
thank
Top
you.
man.
Let me go to a Tottenham fan now. This could be interesting.
Why are they phoning?
And it's Angry Matt. Morning, Matt.
Good morning, Matt.
Am I going to be labelled like that forever? Am I? You know what? It's a breath of fresh air actually talking about anybody else but my club at the minute, to be honest. But Gabby, a few points to you, yeah.
Go on then.
You might, listen. That Arsenal fan earlier, yeah. He's got a few good points, but the bottom line is, yes, you are European champions, and there's no taking it. I believe in history. Deeply believe in history. A lot of people live with the present. It doesn't work like that.
Yes.
A football club is based with history. You're correct on that. But when you point out that Liverpool, best team in Europe and best team in the world, yes, absolutely, mate. But I had that problem with my football club where you're doing well. January, February, March. I've had Jamie O'Hara telling me, "Oh yeah, Tottenham in the top 4. What are you complaining about, mate? Look at the realities." And right now, Liverpool, great, yeah, absolutely. But May, you win the league and the Champions League in May, and the pressure and the squad is tested at that point. And if Salah gets injured, you're going to have a different opinion, mate. And that's how it is. So right now, yes. And getting to the second point with Ruben Amorim, right? And you said to that Arsenal fan, Arsenal had a great result the other night, beating Sporting, and you said they got beat because the manager weren't there. Well, I don't agree with that, mate, because if you think that manager made the difference, and why didn't that manager make the difference at Little Ipswich Town on Sunday? Because if his presence was that good, they would have beaten Ipswich.
Needs a bit of time, doesn't he, with the players?
No, but you get me. Ipswich Town, mate, if Man United played with 6 players on that day with the quality that they're supposed to have, they should have beaten them comfortably. But you see, it doesn't work like that, mate. So really, Arsenal, you've got to give them credit. Even I'm a Spurs fan, I could tell you, got to give Arsenal credit.
It's a great win. Of course it is. It's a great win.
Guys, I've got to break, and the more we were going on there, you were getting angry
angry,
Matt. Thank you.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.